Yes, so we're back for part two. So, from how I understand and can relate to Joseph, is that what he was doing is just what children do, is that we naturally just share what we have. And this is whether in regards to skill or whether in regards to material gains. Um, and ironically, growing up, I grew up with a lot of white friends, right? So it's weird because I actually felt more comfortable around them, because white people are just like, I'm going to live the way I want to live, right? I'm going to talk about where I was in the weekend. If I'm going to Zanzibar, I'm going to talk about it to my friends, right? I don't care who feels they're jealous of it or not. That's, we are all here as friends and we're showing our experience. And my experience is that I am privileged. Not even that I'm privileged, it's just that this is my lifestyle and this is how I share it. And so it was way easier for me to actually be myself, because it's not about actually being pretentious. It's just about, this is my life though. So my problem then became that I seem to have to pay for someone else's sins. And this is particularly to my family base, right? Because it was very clear that I had cousins who were jealous of what I had. And this also includes the relationship that I have with my mom. But if you're having a relationship problem with your mom, it's something that you have to sort out with your mom. And through therapy, I've learned that when you don't actually work on an issue straight ahead, it will start to show itself in other places. So there are certain things, even personally, I had a problem with growing up. Yeah, so I saw that personal experience with my family, and it clearly felt like I was paying for someone else's sins, because somehow you feel like life is not adequate for you, or the way you were raised, and then you're taking it out on someone else because you are not tackling the issue head on. And as I said, I had issues, my own personal issues, about how I was raised, and maybe like some perceptions that I did not understand about my growing up. And I brought that up to my mom, right? And we had and those conversations were very heated sometimes. They were very painful at times even. But what I learned is that conflict is what actually makes a relationship stronger. And by speaking my opinion, my mom was able to give me a perception of the reasons why she took the lane she was in, and how that in turn affected me. And it made our relationship more wholesome, because not only do I understand why she did what she did, I also in turn appreciate it, because I understand the level of difficulty and pressure she was under. And it's very easy to forgo such a perception, because you're only looking at yourself and, okay, this wasn't done for me, I didn't get this, oh my gosh, life is unfair, life la 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 la, right? And then you stay in that era of just looking at problems and not looking at the brighter side of, but I also had this. Maybe I was lacking, but it motivated me that I want more for myself, right? It's about perception, about how are we gonna change a certain thing for my benefit, right? For my greater good. And I'm grateful for God for giving me a mom who is so understanding and is such a good listener, and always, for someone who's her age, she has this humbleness of, I do not actually know everything, B, so I'm always keen to hear what you have to say, and whatever you say that is beneficial, I will take it. And my message is that we're actually supposed to learn to work on our relationships. We so easily say, but my parents are like this, oh, my cousins are like this, my brothers are like this, but we don't understand where they're coming from. Yes, so we don't, it's so easy to judge when you don't actually understand the bigger picture. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's easy for me to judge my cousins and say, you are blaming me for your mother's problems, right? Because that's just my perception. But I don't have the privilege at this moment to talk to them because we are not talking. We are not. A lot of things have happened that, it is gonna take maturity from both sides to actually be able to reconcile, if even reconciliation is appropriate. And I don't care about reconciliation until it is divine who tells me that it's time, because it's not, I no longer trust people as I used to, right? So this is also for ourselves to say, okay, am I judging my parent? Am I judging my partner unfairly without giving them a chance to actually explain why they did what they did? And therefore, you also have to have the adultness, the maturity to say, you know what? That doesn't make sense for me. So I'm going to walk away, right? Or if you're like, okay, I'm giving them another chance. But whatever the consequences of your actions are, you too have to accept that. But work on your jealousy. Definitely work on your jealousy, because it's something that we all have. It's just that we must see how we actually use it to become better people. How we use it to our advantage to be better people, and not want to go out passionately in envy and dig someone's grave because their success is my sadness. No, baby. If my success is your sadness, then I'm sorry, but you're gonna be sad then. You're going to be sad because I'm done.